Today we're looking at the SYNTHRX by SYNTHS of Latvia. Now this is a reimagining of a classic design of the old EMS VCS3 or SYNTHS with a lot of modern additions. Like the EMS designs, the SYNTHRX has 3 analog oscillators. The first 2 span 1 Hz to 10 kHz, and the third one spans 0.05 Hz to 500 Hz. So that one's best used if you need an LFO. The other 2 for audio frequencies, but they can be modulators as well. And the way of patching that in is to use this pin matrix. In fact, it's a virtual pin matrix with no actual pins. You simply use these up, down and left, right controls to select a connection and push a button to make that connection. Now you can save away this entire pin patch, which completely reconfigures the synthesizer. Of course, you still have to have the knob positions where you want them to get the final sound. Below the 3 oscillators is a white noise source, which is quite conventional, and a sample and hold, which wasn't found on the original EMS designs. That can give you random sounds if you feed it from the white noise source, or it can give you stepped and arpeggiated sounds if you feed it from an oscillator waveform. Above the pin bay is the filter. That's marked filter oscillator because if you turn up the resonance to full, you'll get an oscillator sound which you can also play from a keyboard. A ring modulator to further process sounds. You can feed any 2 sources to that and you get the sum and difference for metallic type sounds. And a spring line reverb. That's a mechanical spring line. If you use it while you have the internal speakers working, you will get feedback, but you can make that part of the sound if you wish. The envelope is known as a trapezoid. You can use it as normal ADSR, or you can make it loop for repeated effects. And lastly, the joystick, which is particularly useful for handling abstract sounds, as we'll see in a moment. There's 2 speakers on the SYNTHRX and a voltage meter which can show the audio signal coming out or any other parameter. Now for today's demo, we've matched the SYNTHRX up with a little control keyboard by Arturia. And one of the main differences between the SYNTHRX and the old EMS designs is that this will stay in tune and span much more effectively, and so it's much better for playing conventional melodies on. On the old VCS3 and SYNTHS, musicians did try to get melodies out of them, but it wasn't what they were best at. But now, particularly with the patch saving as well, you can have your SYNTHRX acting more like a Mini Moog or any other conventional synth. Let's just turn up the output channels and play a few notes. So as you can see, the SYNTHRX can be controlled by MIDI, pitch bend and modulation. But like the old models, it still excels at abstract noises. So we've set up a patch here using the sample and hold section, and some of the oscillators are modulating themselves as well as modulating other oscillators. So that can become quite complex. We'll just call up the pin patch to do that. Let's just magically add a little echo to that. So as in the days of the old BBC radiophonic workshop, the SYNTHRX is going to be ideal for making these abstract atmospheric sounds. There's another patch made famous by musicians like Jean-Michel Jarre and Tim Blake. This sends the output of a couple of oscillators via the joystick to the oscillating filter. So we'll turn that up and then just magically add a bit of external echo again. On the back panel of the SYNTHRX you find the power switch and the input for the small external 12V power supply, headphones out and 2 audio outs. Most parameters can be panned between those 2 audio outs. Then 2 audio inputs which can be patched through the filter or the ring modulator. That's useful for processing guitars and voices. MIDI in and through, 2 CVs in and a gate in. So that's the SYNTHRX by Erica Synths of Latvia. Not too many of these left now, so get your order in quick.